What up, though, y'all? It's Chris broadcasting to you from the D, and we got a lot of negative stuff in the algorithm right now, man. I don't particularly enjoy these stories, but they in the algorithm, so we got to talk about them. We have a high school shooting in Colorado. It says he was radicalized by some extremist network. This is what the sheriff department said. So, I know there's a lot going on, with Charlie Kirk, but it's important to make sure that we talk about these things because these are also important things that shouldn't, get swept under the rug. So here we go. I got a report here from ABC News, so I'll read some of it to you guys. Colorado high school shooter was radicalized by some extremist network, the sheriff department says. It says the shooter was identified by police as a 16-year-old student. 16 and doing a damn thing like this. All right, it says a 16-year-old student who authorities say opened fire at his Colorado high school on Wednesday, wounding two classmates and then turning the gun on himself, was believed to be radicalized by some extremist network, officials with the local sheriff's office said. The gunfire at Evergreen High School broke out about 12:24 p.m. local time, according to the Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. Three students were taken to the hospital in critical condition following the gunfire, including the suspected shooter, who was injured by a self-inflicted gunshot wound, the sheriff's office said. And they were nice enough to provide a photo here. Let me see if we could get some sort of, he just looked like some twerp. Like just the very type of guy who you would expect to be playing Fortnite or what is it, Call of Duty War Zones. This is just not somebody who you would expect to be involved in something like this. But that's always the case, right? When something like this happens, the first thing everybody starts saying is, "Oh, we had no idea it'd be such and such. We never would have guessed it'd be such and such." People have asked about, was there a bomb involved? And you guys might think that's random, but it's not. It's because this shooting took place in the same county that the Columbine shooting back in the 90s took place. And we know they were, building a bomb in the parents' garage and whatnot. So in case you guys were wondering, like, where the hell did that come from? That just seems kind of random. It's not. That's why that was. It says the sheriff's office confirmed the suspect died in a post on social media Wednesday evening. The suspect was identified as 16-year-old Desmond Holly. Jefferson County Sheriff officials said during a press conference on Thursday. An image of the shooter was also released by officials, and that was the picture that I just showed you guys. Officials determined the weapon was a revolver that was fired a lot, and they put that in quotes, fired a lot. Shots could be seen fired at windows and lockers, authorities said on Thursday. So a revolver, that's not a whole lot of, bullets to go around. So I can only imagine he had to have had some sort of book bag with boxes of bullets or something, because a lone revolver, you don't have a whole lot of shots to fire. It says the suspect allegedly went through the school trying to find new targets, but came upon roadblocks as doors were locked and he could not keep shooting victims. That's what the sheriff's department said. While authorities are still looking into the shooter's motives, they believe he was radicalized by some extremist network and that he had a, quote, mission, end quote, officials said. Authorities said they are trying to better understand the network and are searching his phone, home, and locker to learn more on who he was communicating with before the shooting. Parents out there, know what y'all kids is into, man. I cannot stress that enough. Know what your kids are into. I know when they reach a certain age, like in this case, he was 16, you want to give him his independence, you want to give him space, you don't want to be the prying parent, but you got to find that happy medium. into where you're giving them independence, but they're not building a bomb in your garage and you're completely unaware of it. Yeah, I'm taking a shot at the Columbine mom who to this day still does TED Talks where she just completely absolves herself of any accountability. There's no way she could have known, yada yada. I'm sorry. There is no way that in my parents' home I could have did anything like that and not got caught. There's just no way. And I've tried to be, objective and hear her out, but the more I would hear just her total lack of accountability, her just making it seem like there's just no way she could have known, just trying to separate herself from it, the more annoyed I would get, because I would think about how ridiculous it is for a parent to be so oblivious to what's going on under their own roof. Now, I'm not saying that parents know everything. Of course not. But you just know nothing. It's like she didn't know her son at all. Like he was a total stranger that just kind of stayed there. Just let him come and go as he please. Let him, do as he please. Let him talk to whoever he please. Just nothing. He was basically operating as an adult, but under the roof of a parent, as if he is a child. But we're not going to waste too much time on that. Let's get back to the current situation here. It says the sheriff's office said Thursday no one has been released from the hospital despite earlier reports from hospital officials saying one of the injured had been released. Let me close this here. I got the basket there. Previously, authorities said on Wednesday a fourth student was also transported to the hospital with an unknown injury, but the sheriff's office said on Thursday they think it's just 3 who were injured. The families of the victims are expected to release photos and statements on Thursdays, officials said. In a statement on Wednesday, Colorado Governor Jared Polis said he was devastated by the shooting. My heart goes out to the victims and their families as they grapple with this senseless act of violence, Polis said. After the shooting, the school was placed in a lockdown and officials swept the campus. This is the scariest thing you think could ever happen, said Jefferson County Sheriff spokesperson. Back when Columbine happened, this was considered to be the scariest thing that could happen. Now it's so commonplace that it's still something that you fear happening, but it's not the scariest thing anymore because we've unfortunately experienced it often enough to where we're somewhat becoming desensitized to it, which is horrible. Investigators said they have been in contact with the suspect's family as officials are looking into the ownership of the weapon. It is unclear if this was a targeted or random attack, officials said. It seems like it was a random attack. He was online dealing with some group. They pumped his head up with some nonsense. The thing is, I don't understand why whatever frustrations that they have, they always have to go to a school or something like that to deal with this. Like, if you just hate this world so much, why not just you leave it? Why not just take yourself out? Why must you go commit a mass atrocity? Like, people that are just minding their own business. Like, you're at school. You're supposed to be safe there. Supposed to be. And some jerk off who you've seen in the hallway a handful of times is now pointing a weapon at your head. That's just crazy to me, man. Both the FBI and NCIS are helping to process the numerous crime scenes, both inside and outside the school, with the shooting spilling out onto a street nearby, the sheriff's office said. After the shooting, hundreds of police officers were on the scene, searching each room on campus, according to law enforcement. The sheriff's department said lockdown drills saved lives yesterday as students locked themselves in classrooms as they were trained to do so. Students and staff were amazing. They did their job and they did it well. Lives were saved yesterday. The fact that there has to be shooter drills at all really is wild to me. I'm sitting up here reading a news report to you guys where they're talking about that the shooter drills that they practice save lives. That's wonderful that they did. But the fact that this has happened so often to where training for the scenario is a thing. I got nothing. I'm going to leave it there, man. Hit me with a like if you like what I do. Hit me with a sub if you like what I do. Hit me in them comments. I'm going to holler at y'all. Peace.